The most injured top 10 team in America provided some updates ahead of their game this weekend. We have Jaland Lowe, Trent Noah, and Jayden Quaintance updates that have all made themselves publicly available. Let's talk through them right now. Jaland Lowe, who has not played in an official game for Kentucky yet, is expected to make his season debut against Valparaiso this weekend. Trent Noah, who left last game for Kentucky, did not play the second half, is now a quote unquote questionable tag, a toss up. But Mark Pope plans to hold him out and prepare him for Louisville. That's something we speculated earlier this week. And lastly, maybe the furthest away, but maybe the most exciting update here, I think. Jayden Quaintance has officially been cleared for 5-on-0 full court work. He's taking a strength test in 3 weeks. And then in theory, there's our first JQ timeline. If the strength test goes well, and for the next 3 weeks we're doing 5-on-0 work, he could then make his Kentucky debut. Add it all up, Jaland Lowe back, Trent Noah likely out for one game and then back. Jayden Quaintance, give us 3 weeks and then back. What does this mean for Kentucky?
So unfortunately, I got to address the first buzzer beater in here. We finally can stop speculating when JQ will be back, and also Pat Kelsey won. Pat Kelsey won. He wanted to play this game early on in the season because he did not want JQ to be there. I know he doesn't care. At the same time, there is something in the back of his head where he's like, I can get Kentucky without JQ. We now have confirmation of that. Um, I'm also just a little bit on the confused side because like I thought that this was the greatest rehab and recovery of all time, and we're just starting 5-on-0 and we have another strength test in 3 weeks. That's neither here nor there, I suppose. But I think the real good news of this is that like you're gonna get guys, I think, in the fold here before this first real test at Louisville. I think you and I talked about it on the preview that I think the best case scenario is that we're playing our dogs in this Valpo game and getting guys that are injured too also some more minutes because they're going to need them in that game versus Louisville, which is going to be very, very high level. So, um, overall, very, very positive update. Slight negative that like the positive update for JQ is that he can play 5-on-0 and have a strength test in 3 weeks. 3 weeks is a long time away.
3 weeks is a long time away.
And that's not even like come back in 3 weeks. That's like 3 weeks. Let's strengthen the knee and see where we're at.
Can I give you the schedule for the next 3 weeks for Kentucky?
Yeah.
Valparaiso at Louisville, obviously huge, but we knew JQ wasn't going to be here for Louisville. Eastern Illinois, Michigan State on a neutral, Loyola, Maryland, Tennessee Tech.
Okay.
With all due respect to Carson Cooper and Sonata Frew, I think Kentucky will be okay without Jayden Quaintance in this stretch.
But here's where I'm at. It's not even about the competition of it. It's about the fact that like, and we don't know because we're speculating on when the time actually was occurred in the surgery. But like, all right, 3 weeks, we have a strength test. We don't like how it's healing. We don't like the strength test portion of it.
This
Like when
update
you
definitely
when
does, yeah.
the update just gives me a nasty feeling.
It
I don't like
opens the
it.
door for more complications.
Right. Which
Yeah.
obviously we don't want to happen. I think, and obviously Kentucky doesn't want to happen either. They want this team full strength. It's just like, the longer it goes on, the more you're just like, ah. And I feel like I can think back to situations too where like something in different sports, different levels, things like that. But like, oh, we're gonna test it in 3 weeks. It's still not right. We're gonna reevaluate in another 4 weeks. Like it
Yeah,
can just keep on going.
I don't mind it. I think this is, I don't want to spin this as a negative. Like, is it ominous? Sure. Does it open the door for like a changed timeline and this dragging? Yes, of course. But I think the important part of this for me is just there's actually a timeline. Like we're finally setting a timeline to Jayden Quaintance's return for the first time after really just a bunch of speculation. And to me, the timeline makes sense. Like I can buy. We're setting a goal of having Jayden Quaintance back for December 2nd against North Carolina. They have a 2-game back-to-back of Carolina and Gonzaga. You want your star center for those games. Ideally,
Yeah,
you'd love to have him have one game under his belt before those games too. But I think that's again, finally have a timeline. It makes sense to me for this timeline to be, hey, he's not going to be here for November. Louisville, Michigan State. Does it suck that we're playing without JQ? Yes. But also Louisville's front court stinks, and Michigan State's front court is not the most intimidating thing on earth. Um, I think the bigger deal in the short term is Jalen Lowe healthy. Love that. And this officially means that the Louisville Kentucky game is going to be a monster guard matchup.
yeah, 100%. It's gonna be fun too. I think that's what you want. If you're Kentucky, obviously you want your point guard back. Um, and I think you're gonna get a really, really great backcourt matchup. And also the way, just like reading the tone of it too, it made it seem like, when this injury first happened, we're like, oh man, that looks like really, really bad. He probably could have been back like even last game if he really wanted to. So that makes me feel good about it too.
Yeah, 100%. Feels like with Noah and with Lowe, it's just been like management. Like, oh, Noah could play, but let's just get him one. Like, oh, Lowe could play, he grind through it, but let's get him one. Let's get him fully back. So, yeah, this Valpo game will be big. I'll be all eyes on Jalen Lowe tonight against Valparaiso. Does he look 100%? What does the offense look like with him? Do you think they're gonna have Chandler in the lineup with Lowe again, or do you think with Noah out? I mean, that's a guy that was also in the starting lineup. Do you think it's like Aberdeen's time, Jasper Johnson's time? What would you do?
I want to say it's Jalen Lowe, Chandler, Owe, Diabate, Garrison.
I think that it makes the most sense probably just to swap Lowe for Noah in this game
Hmm.
and just keep rocking with that until proven otherwise.
Yeah, that feels about right.
Yeah. All right. Overall positive updates for Kentucky though. Like the sum of all the parts, we're pretty happy with this on behalf of Kentucky fans.
Yes, yes, please. Let's minimize injury report this year,
Yeah, just
please.
turn injuries off.
It t Do we not play 2K? I saw 2K. The truck was at it. Like as
Yeah.
we're scanning faces and getting stats and jerseys, could you also like just be like, hey, turn our injuries off by chance?
It's the number one thing I do every time I start up the game. Just turn the injuries off. No,
That's not
get
that's not the first thing you do. I know you're a slider changer.
chill. We put Kentucky in a tier for national title contender tiers earlier this week, and all it was called was get healthy. But it was in the tier the fifth and sixth team in America. So I think the ceiling is very, very high for this group. We believe in this group, and we're finally starting to see what this group will look like at closer to full strength.